Grace and peace. I am Anul, and I'm going to be sharing some sacred teachings with you. So you might want to pause this video, this live, and get some paper and pen to write this down. We also know about the 7 Hermetic laws, which is the 7 secrets of the universe. But people rarely talk about the hidden spiritual laws, okay? These spiritual laws are not man-made, okay? These laws cannot be broken without consequences, only delayed, all right? They are not man-made. They are divinely enforced by frequency and universal order. Some are as old as void itself. So we're going to talk about the hidden spiritual laws, okay? Everyone talks about the 7 Hermetic laws, which is the 7 secrets of the universe. But no one talks about the 7 hidden laws of spirit. Okay, let me share the most sacred ones, all right? These are the unseen laws of spirit. Spiritual laws you must respect or reckon with in any realm. You must respect the law of vibration. Everything is energy. Everything moves. Even stillness hums. Words, thoughts, intentions, emotions emit frequencies that attract likeness. Your vibration is your passport to realms, spirit, and timelines. The second hidden spirit of the law is the law of cause and effect. Hello, Bliss Cherry. Hello, Marie Ha. Okay, I'm talking about the 7 hidden spiritual laws. These, you have to respect these laws. Okay, the second one is the law of cause and effect. Karma. A lot of people feel like karma does not exist. Yes, it does. What you put out comes back. All right. What you send returns. Energy is cynical. Every action, word, and thought returns to its source. Even if you don't speak it, your thoughts, everything is energy. Not always happen immediately. Okay, it can happen decades, it can happen years, it can be happen when you get old and you forget all about it. All right, but it's always going to come back to you. Sometimes it's full blast, sometimes it's little. Do not curse what you are not ready to receive. So do not curse what you're not ready to receive. Words are life and death. Words hold power. Once again, for those that's joining in, I'm talking about the unseen laws of spirit. Okay, once again, these laws are not man-made. Okay, these laws cannot be broken. You will be held accountable for all these laws. Okay, the third law is the law of reciprocity. Exchange. Reciprocity means exchange. When you hear me say a fair energy exchange, when you around somebody that's constantly taking, and they not pouring back into you, y'all both develop spiritual karmatic debt. Even if you're the one giving, because you keep giving to them and they not giving you fair energy exchange, as above, so below, you are got a lot of spiritual karmatic debt. That's why every now and then God is saying God loves a cheerful giver. You have to give. But you have to set boundaries. Because that's how you make enemies, frenemies. Because they get stuck on the ta-ta. They get codependent and they draining you. And Spirit said, I'm cutting them off. Because they draining your life force. Sometimes you don't have to cut them off. Spirit cuts them off. And because hurt people, they retaliate and they say it's because of you. It's always about you. You're selfish when you're always the one giving. All right? This is the law of reciprocity. Exchange. Everything has to be a fair energy exchange, guys. Everything has to be fair energy exchange. Okay, nothing comes without offering. Everything comes with a price. And I rebuke any negativity. If you don't like the way I'm talking, y'all can get off my live, okay? Because no one invited you. So I'm going to be me. And if I want to yell, so shall it be. If you don't like it, get off my live, okay? I don't need any negativity. Because I return that back to sender. Because I'm rebuking that negativity right now. Because any evil eye that's coming towards me is going to get sent back. So if you don't like the way I'm yelling or what I'm talking, then get ghosts, okay? Because I don't have time for that today. So I rebuke any negativity. I send all evil energy back. I bind it now. Everything you try to send with me is going to get sent back to you sevenfold. The law of reciprocity is an exchange. Nothing comes without offering. You must give to receive. Release to receive more. This is why the ancestors require offerings, why healing requires pain, and why spells require energy. Take nothing from the spirit world without gratitude. Always leave something behind. All these people that's taken from you is getting ready to go, because that's all they do. You're going to have to release that. Sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's strangers. You're going to have to bind that and rebuke it. The next one is law of permission. This is free will, because we all have free will. Okay? Do not enter what you are not invited to. Spiritual spaces, people, energy, dreams. Okay, the law of permission. Do not enter what you are not invited to. Some of y'all are so nosy. It pays to mind your business. Okay? Going against free will. Sometimes you tap into people and you don't know who walks with them. And then you're going to wind up seeing something or feeling something that you don't want to see or feel. Okay? Do unto others if you want others to do unto you. The law of permission. Do not enter what you are not invited to. Spiritual spaces, people's energy, like people here with the negativity, it's because that's what they do best. Okay? They low vibrational. All low vibrational. Spiritual spaces, people's energy, dreams and realms all have guardians. That's why I said be careful, because you don't know who that person walk with. You don't know who that guardian that person is around. All right? To enter without consent is to invite backlash, sickness, or spiritual debt. Even ancestors may close doors to uninvited. Your ancestors will close doors. All right? Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Your ancestors will do it for you. All right? The next one is the law of reflection, mirrors. As a healer, you don't heal people. You are a mirror. Okay? Hurt people, hurt people. All right? So sometimes you bring out their traumas because your light irritates them. That's why every time I go live, I got these low vibrational people, spiritual bullies, that try to come in here because they don't want you to see the truth. They interrupt. They always got something negative to say. But today, they're not going to stop me. They can keep coming, but they're not going to stop me, because this will come out. All right? So the law of reflection, mirrors. Sometimes you can help somebody and they see their truth when they see you, and it irritates them, especially a narcissist. Just know, when you're walking on this spiritual journey, you're going to have a lot of opposition. You're going to have a lot of people that's going to spiritual bully you because of their insecurities. They get off on that. All right? So the law of reflection, as within, so without. People, situations, and even dreams reflect what needs healing, integrating or affirming in you. Nothing is random. All right? Your world is a mirror. Clean it gently. All right? The next one is the law of signature, name, vibration. Everyone has an energy signature. Everyone has an imprint. That's why when you up in the astral realm is wide open. That's why you have to be careful, because you bring things back. They see your light. You might be cloaked, but they see your imprint. That is the law of signature. Your name, your voice, your essence is a code. Okay? That attracts the dark. That's why I said, since I got on here, I had 4 individuals that kept trying. But not today, Satan, because I rebuke it. All right? Your name, your voice, your essence is a code. Everything that exists has a spiritual signature. Spirits are called by true names. So are you. You have a spiritual name. Your higher self have a spiritual name. Your oversoul has a spiritual name. It is recognized in the spiritual realm. Never give your true name to those who cannot protect it. Stop telling everybody your business, because everybody's not for you. They are against you. The next one is the law of silence. Power of stillness. Not all things are to be shared. Sometimes Spirit says that's for you only. You speak when Spirit speak. You move when Spirit move. If you notice, I'm saying Spirit singular. I'm not saying spirits. All right? Power grows in silence because the enemy likes chaos. When you going around and everybody's in your head, you can't hear from God. You can't hear from Spirit. You have to sit in silence. Silence is your power. Okay? Not all things are meant to be shared. Power grows in silence. Seeds must root in darkness. I told you about a spirit opening and spirit awakening. Spirit opening is when you're the seed and you get planted in the soil. You grow. The dark nights of the soul, the ego deaths. Then when you start healing and birthing through, you have several spiritual awakenings. Okay? Seeds must be rooted in darkness before blooming. All right? Speak only when the vibration matches the message. Everybody's not going to match your energy. Everybody's not allowed to walk around your light. Everyone is not supposed to be around you because they diamond stealers, they dream stealers. Okay? They catch your blessings. Sometimes people are around you because you're blessed. And sometimes they catch your blessings by sabotaging you. Monetary spirits, big time. All right? Honor the sacred hush. Not all wisdom is for public consumption. Number 8, the law of return. Portal closures. You are a portal. Doorways are portals. Mirrors are portals. Windows are portals. Your toilet is a portal. Your vagina is a portal. Your penis is a portal. What you open must be closed. Every spell, prayer, channeling, or portal must be sealed. Leaving spiritual doors open invites unwanted guests. Like when y'all saying welcome, that welcome mat. That is, you are a portal, so you are inviting them into you. Guests, attachments, and confusions. The enemy loves to keep you confused because you cannot hear from your spiritual team. You cannot hear from God. That's why when you in silence, you sit with it. Meditation. You are responsible for every energetic doorway you create. The law of non-interference. You may not say what does not want saving. How many times have you heard me say, you're not Captain Save-A-Hole? Everybody is not your assignment. If they your assignment, they would not be draining you. They would not be causing confusion. They would not be causing chaos. Stop paying attention to what they say. Stop putting your faith in humans. Pay attention to the energy. Energy don't lie. You may not say what does not want to be saving, especially my Reiki healers. Everybody's not meant to be healed. If their oversoul say they don't want to be healed, they're not going to get healed. I don't care how many times they say they want it. People that's dying and you like, oh, I'm going to heal them. Why do you think in all the biblical movies, they said, if it's thy will be done. And he said, your faith has healed you. You got to want it. Trying to heal others without consent, without the free will, or spirit's permission creates. Spirit permission is their higher self. It's their soul. Sometimes you interfere with people's karma and it fall back on you. Some people's karma is to suffer. Some people's karma, they done a lot of evil stuff, guys, and they reincarnated back. That's why they spiritual bullies. That's why they want to be seen and not heard. That's why they always got to stop the light. All right? Energetic backlash and karmic burden. Help only where you are called and invited. You're the head, not the tail. Only go where you are invited. Peace you come, peace you leave. If they reject you, it comes back to you. Stop trying to put all your pearls to swines because it's not worth it. The next one is the law of truth, alignment. You cannot lie to the spirit world. They seize your heart. Sometimes y'all don't get what y'all getting. It's because you straight up lying to spirit. They know it. That's why you're not getting that job. That's why you're not getting that man. That's why you're not getting that woman. Once I said words or it don't mean nothing. It's your heart. And y'all lie so much, y'all lie to yourself, y'all believe your own lies. Y'all always quick to say, if you bless me with this, I'm going to do this. If you help me with this, I'm going to do this. Bunch of lies. Spirit know that. That's why half the time y'all don't get what y'all getting. Masked or seen through. Spirits can see through things. They see things you cannot see. They hear conversations that you cannot hear. Only a line authentic energy passes through higher gates. Live your truth or lose access to your gifts. If you abuse your gifts, you will lose it. They will silence them. They will block it where you can't hear nothing. They will get taken from you because you're abusing it. That's why certain people have certain gifts and powers and others don't. And they hate on that because of the heart. One of the final unseen laws is you are accountable for what you know. So if you lead a person down the wrong path because you think you know everything, which you don't, you held accountable. All those people you lead, all those people you speak to, spiritual advisors, you are held accountable for them. Once the truth is revealed to you about energy, about yourself, about others, you cannot go back. Spiritual ignorance is forgivable. Spiritual arrogance is not. Then you have the law of the hidden eye. Only those who see without seeking will be shown what is hidden. What do I mean by that, Anul? This law governs true sight. Everybody doesn't have the gift of sight. It's not just clairvoyance, but divine discernment. There's a difference between discernment and discerning of the spirits. Everybody don't have the gift of discernment. And everybody don't have the gift of discerning of the spirits. Those two are two different entities, two different energies, two different gifts. You can be clairvoyant but cannot see. Two different gifts. The ability to see the unseen, the motives behind masks, the energy beneath words, spirits behind the veil. It teaches you not all is meant to be seen at once. Sight is giving in layers. Drip, drip, sprinkle, sprinkle. The hidden eye opens only when the soul is ready, clean, and surrendered. So if you dirty, hold a lot of resentment, a lot of unforgiveness, including not forgiving yourself, it's not going to happen. Your heart is corrupt. It's not going to happen. Because hurt people, and y'all misuse your gifts. It's called spiritual bullies. Y'all bully people because y'all low-key wish you had that ability. You bully people because you low-key say, I always want to be seen. I always want my voice heard. So I made a pact that I'm going to be seen. I'm going to be heard. So if I have to step on anybody to get my point across, that is a bully. Because they was hurt. So what it is, they made a pact with them so they won't be hurt. So they dominate and hurt other people. So get their point across. You cannot steal divine vision. You cannot steal people's gifts. You can block it where they can't hinder it. You can cause a distortion so they can't see. You can bind them, but you can't steal them because it's not yours. And just happen to say they did do it. They will go delulu because they didn't earn that. That's why everything you went through, your enemies cannot go through. They can't fathom them. A lot of people don't know what you went through. They don't know what you went through to get blessed with those gifts. Because they on the outside looking in. They quick to judge. That's why you're not supposed to judge somebody, because you don't know what they went through. So people assume. So you know what the word assume means. You cannot steal divine vision. Attempting to force open someone's third eye or using sight to manipulate that person invokes spiritual blindness or confusion. It backfires on you. There's two different types of spiritual people. The chosen one, which is called also the true ones, and the divine beings. Two different types. Divine beings feel like they the chosen one because they get away with everything. They get away with everything. Laziness, they steal. They really think they're getting away with everything, but honestly, they're not. A chosen one, a true one, is the God's mouthpiece, Spirit's mouthpiece. More is required of you. That's why when you do something, you get held accountable for it. And that's why because you are the spokesperson, you are the mouthpiece, you are the centerpiece. All right. So when someone messes with a true one and a chosen one, you either their karma or their blessing. They might think they're getting away with it, like a divine being hurting a chosen one or the true one. Say years pass, and all of a sudden it comes back to them. And they be like, why am I going through this? Spirit lets them see that they mess with the wrong one. Or they go to another person that's diviner, and they say, I want to hurt this true one and the chosen one because I don't like the way they talk. I don't like the way they look. They cocky. A true one and a chosen one, which is the same, has to be in their power. They have to be cocky because we are warriors. That's what they are. You are the mouthpiece. You make it happen. You are the truth teller. You are the truth seeker. You are the trailblazer. You are the go-getter. You don't like to be seen. But say a divine being do something, you get sent to finish what they messed up. You make a statement. Then everybody's like, oh, you the party pooper. You always have this. No. Because you don't like injustice. You don't like none of that. That's why you are the true one and the chosen one. You don't do things for show. You don't like to be seen, but baby, you will be heard. There's a difference. So when you do something, you can get your gifts taken from you because, once again, touch not one hair on my anointed. Do my prophets no harm. Sacred vision is earned. It's earned. You have to earn it. Like when you in school, for you to graduate, till you get that degree, to that bachelor's degree, that master's, you have to earn it. Yes, some people, divine beings, they pay their way through it because they have the money, but they don't have the wisdom and knowledge. That's why a lot of malpractice. That's why a lot of things happen. You got to earn it. The hidden eye opens to those who walk in humility, devotion, and inner alignment, not ego or performance. Ego gets you messed up. Ego really gets you messed up. That's why you see a lot of people, they always rich. They can be a zillionaire, but they constantly want more greedy. People that got stuff, they want more. They never satisfied. That is ego. There's a lot of people that think they above God. They think they can do this. No, you're not. He is the king of the universe. He is God of all the gods and goddesses. He is the creator. He is the only capital G-O-D. Seeing carries responsibility. Everybody can't handle responsibility. That's why I'm saying there's a difference between the true chosen ones and the divine beings. That's why the true ones, chosen ones, they take the road less traveled. They have more on them because they can handle it. If you're given sight in another spirit's pain, future, or shadow, you are accountable for how you carry and deliver that insight. The hidden eyes require silence. There's that word again, silence. I don't know how much I can put emphasis on the word silence. To walk in your power, you have to learn to accept rejection. To walk in your power, you have to sit in silence so you can hear from the divine in your team. You have to rest. Low vibrational people like chaos. They like to disrupt stuff. That's why I said when I came on here, here's a whole bunch of people disrupting because they don't want you to get the truth. So they wanted to start chaos. Silence is very powerful. Some visions are not meant to be shared. Stop sharing everything. You need to get your team's permission before you share everything, because people copy and paste. People will take your stuff and claim it's theirs, and they only going to get so far. Those who see must also know when to speak and when to remain still. There's always wolves in sheep's clothing. There's always somebody that's in competition with you, even though they can't compare with you. They will take and make it theirs because they have a higher following. So they have a lot of more people. But that doesn't mean that they cheated, so it's not going to last long. Because you have the wisdom and knowledge. It was for you. They cannot take your shine. That's why it's called cuvit zirconia. A diamond can only cut a diamond. Signs of the hidden eye is opening. Visions that come in symbols, not words. Feeling when someone lies, or even when smiling. Say you're on the phone with them and you pick up and you can see they have a devilish grin. You're like, oh, this mother lover. You don't always have to see. You can see with the hidden eye. All right? Dreams that later come to pass. The knowing that rises before logic catches up. Unprovoked tears or laughter when sensing truth or energy. Pressure or pulsing in your third eye. Temples or crown during prayer or presence. The hidden eye does not look outward. It looks through illusions, through shadow, through self. When you have the hidden eye, you see through their mask. You see through who they are. When you sit in silence and you get together and you meditate and you start feeding your spiritual self, you can walk in somewhere and you can see the demon whispering in their ears. You can see the distortion, the distortedness of something. You can automatically see it. And Spirit said, cloak yourself. Then you start rebuking it in your head. You don't go up into somebody and say, oh, I see such and such on you. You need to do this. No. That person wants attention. That one person wants to be seen. All right? You start seeing things, but you mind your business. That's how you know a true one / chosen one and a divine being. A divine being is always sticking their nose in other people's business. A divine being is always trying to read somebody. A divine being always wants to be seen and not heard. A true one and a chosen one does not. The law of authority. You may only command what you embody. What do I mean by that, Anul? This law governs spiritual power. That's why everybody does not have that. Everyone is gifted, but everyone's not chosen. And then ones that's chosen got called, but they're not sent. This law governs spiritual power, dominion, and voice. You cannot bind, bless, banish, or awaken something you do not carry the energetic authority to work with. If you don't have that authority, it's not going to work. That's like if you got a Ford key, is it going to work in a Maybach? No, it's not. You don't have that authority to open that door. Authority to work with. Titles don't give authority. You hear me? Titles does not give authority. I don't care if you call yourself high priest or high priestess to the third power. You can call yourself whatever you want. Does that mean you have the authority? Frequency does. Authority is earned, not stolen. Through trials, healing, spiritual contracts, and divine alignment. You have to walk the walk to be able to talk the talk. Once again, you don't know what that person been through to get what they have, to get the gifts and the powers that they have. You cannot cast out what you secretly serve. You can't bless what you resent. You can't lead what you haven't faced. So if you never faced that, how are you going to tell somebody to lead it? How are you going to tell somebody to do it? That's contradicting yourself. Once again, you want to be seen. Only when the spirit world recognizes your vibration will gates open. Spirits respond, and your words carry weight. The law of divine timing. What is rushed is ruined. That's why everything happens in divine timing. You cannot rush something. What is delayed by ego shall be removed. What do you mean, Anul? This law governs when things are allowed to unfold. You may desire, but you may not force what is not yet ripened. Some doors are shut for your preservation. Some doors are shut for your protection. Spirit clock does not tick in human minutes. If you try to take what isn't yours, it turns bitter. That's why I'm saying if you try to take something that's not yours, it's not going to work for you. You're not going to figure out how to work for it, how it's going to work for you, because it's not meant for you. Honor the divine clock. Trust the pace of soul, not society. The law of spiritual debt. All borrowed energy must be returned. All those energy vampires, baby, they got spiritual karmatic debt. I mean, it's piled up. All right? With interest, if misused. Those dark empaths, those dark Reiki healers, those dark people that love the dark. You got a lot of spiritual debt, baby. Meaning, this law governs energy exchange, misuse of gifts, and unbalanced spiritual transaction. Okay? Using someone else's energy, spiritually or emotionally, without permission equals spiritual theft, which means you can get spiritually locked up. You can get punished for that. See, these are the hidden laws of spiritual that you cannot break. You have to obey. And a lot of people think they're above the law, and they think they're above the spiritual law. Receiving blessings but never giving back creates debt to the spirit world. All those takers, you want stuff for free? You feel people are obligated? You feel like, oh, if I befriend her and him, they can help me with their psychic abilities? Receiving blessings but never giving back creates debt in the spiritual world. All right? Taking shortcuts in rituals. Not reading a book. Not listening to the spirits. Copying sacred work. Copy and pasting. You copying other people's work because you feel like it's going to get you there. Because you want to be seen. You worrying about the quantity instead of the quality. All right? Faking alignment. Faking the funk. Faking that you do this and all this stuff, but you don't do it. Okay? Faking alignment brings eventual energetic costs. I'm going to say this once and for all. Okay? And excuse my French. Fuck all y'all haters. If you don't like the way I'm fucking yelling, get the fuck off my live. And I'm going to say this last time. I'm really getting sick of y'all. Okay? If you don't like it, get the fuck on. I never invited you. I talk the way I want to talk. All right. Now, I apologize for the people that are listening. Enough's enough. I'm really getting tired of this spiritual bulliness. It's really, I'm getting tired of it. Taking shortcuts and rituals. You have to go from A to Z. You cannot take shortcuts. Copying sacred work. Copying people. Copying their words. Copying their work. Okay? Faking alignment. Saying that you all this and this is not doing it. Saying you see this and see this is not doing it. Telling people they got something on them and they don't. So you can get money. Brings eventual energetic cost. Everything takes a cost. Everything. Even well-meaning light workers can carry debt if they overgive without alignment or boundaries. Did you hear me? All those that's constantly overextending their giving, you are held responsible. You have karmatic spiritual debt because it's not a fair energy exchange. The way out of debt is integrity, offerings, and soul correction, not fear. Some of the stuff y'all do is fear-based. Fear-based. If you're going to walk in your spiritual alignment, you cannot give in to spiritual bullies because they don't want the people to hear what they have to hear. You're going to have to stand up. You are the mouthpiece. Like I said, they come to steal, destroy. They come to cause chaos when you're trying to be peace. I walk in my authority. So I walk in my power. So when I speak power, my voice is strong and heard because I want you to hear me. So if you don't like it, my words are not for you. So sit down and be humble, and I rebuke and bind your negativity. My words are for people that's meant to hear. My words is not meant for everybody. So you need to sit down and be humble or get off my live. Go bother somebody else. Those are the 7 hidden laws that y'all must obey. A lot of people want to say, because you're spiritual or you are Christian, because they do this to Christian folks, that you obligated to give. No. You only obligated to give what Spirit wants you to give. You only obligated to speak what Spirit wants you to speak. You're not obligated to save everybody because everybody is not meant to be saved. Once again, there's 2 different types of spiritual people. True ones, chosen ones, and divine beings. Totally different. You have to obey that. Peace.